Happy New Year! It's episode 520. Ryan and Jose are joined by David, Blair, and Erik Van T Holt for our 15th annual Year in Review episode, 2025 in Review. We talk about all the cool Barker-related stuff that happened in 2025. This is the Clive Barker Podcast, where longtime fans Ryan and Jose interview guests, bring you the news, and take deep dives into Barker-related stuff. This episode will be available in podcast audio and YouTube video. This episode is sponsored by Don Bertram's Celebrate Imagination. Don Bertram is a longtime friend of Clive and advocate of his art, but Don's unique and inspiring paintings are for sale, and over 50% of the proceeds go to the Arts and Medicine program at the Texas Children's Cancer Center. There's even a paver in Washington, D.C. representing Celebrate Imagination. We're thrilled that this worthy cause is sponsoring our podcast again this year, and we hope that you'll consider looking over his Pinterest page and commissioning a painting of your own. For commissions, Don requires no money down, and there will be no obligation on your part. You can also head over to the Etsy shop to buy one of his books, like A Chimney Sweep's Tale, Celebrate Imagination, or The Imaginaries. Follow the link in the show notes, or click on the side banner, and let's see what's new with Don Bertram today. From Don's Facebook page, check out Self-Acceptance, Fireflies, and The Waiting Room 2. Let's welcome our other sponsor, Ed Martinez, and his YouTube channel. Lots of great special effects videos and Barker-related content. What's the latest from Ed? In a little bit, we'll get to see a video where Ed and Nina describe the features that they got to contribute to the new Hellraiser 2022 4K release. You can also check out their new behind-the-scenes video, Internet Killed the Video Star. We have a new sponsor. It's the Now Playing Podcast. Arnie, Stewart, Justin, Marjorie, and Brock host a long-running movie review podcast and have a comprehensive blog with book reviews. Check out this one on The Hellbound Heart. They've even written a book on underrated movies. They started in 2007, but the podcast really took off when they began doing movie retrospective series in 2009, like when they did Friday the 13th or all the Stephen King movies. They've even covered Clive Barker movies in some Patreon exclusive episodes. Please check out the Now Playing Podcast, and if you love it like we do, you might want to help out their donation drive. Here's their most recent stuff. The most recent films they've covered are Anaconda 4 and Wake Up Dead, a Knives Out mystery. Happy New Year, everybody. This is our first podcast episode of 2026. As we're recording this, it's New Year's Day, 8 o'clock in the morning for me, and later for everybody else.
Yeah. I saw your TikTok video that you put up this morning where you were walking to the studio in minus 34 Fahrenheit, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I woke up and actually minus 40 is the same in Fahrenheit and Celsius.
Yeah. But we're joined today by two other friends, right? So we've got David Blair, who's talking to us from Kenosha. So Kenosha, Wisconsin. And we got Erik right there, who's joined us for Books of Blood episodes. You're in the Netherlands, correct?
Yeah, Amsterdam.
Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Awesome. I guess we all had some good times last night. I got this hat because I went to see an NBA game last night, the Cavs versus the Suns, and the Cavs won. So I'm keeping the Cavalanche hat here. It says Cavalanche in the back. It's cold down here. We're ready for discussing a little bit of what 2025 brought to us as Clive Barker fans, right? We usually do this every year. And Ryan, we usually go for like about 10 different things that happened across the year that we're happy to discuss, right?
Yep. I'm uncovering mine because it's too hard to read them.
Oh, yeah, because you like to keep it secret. Yep. I put mine there this morning.
David, do you want to go first?
Well, of course, I think the biggest news of the year is the game announcements that came out that we all started seeing in Facebook and Twitter and everywhere else on social media.
Yeah, and that was on my list too, and I was kind of hoping that it would be out this in 2025, but didn't quite make it. I'm guessing like maybe Halloween of next year. I don't know.
Probably be the best time for it. Yeah, we're finally going to get a proper Hellraiser game for the modern systems.
Oh, I hope so. Yeah, I had that in my my list as well. It was something that was announced, I think, in the summer, around the summertime in 2025. I think it was August. that they came out with that pre-order announcement teaser of that wonderful game Hellraiser Reviver and a revival. And now there's a Discord community, fan community that talks about all the releases of trailers and stuff like that. So we had them in a previous episode.
Yeah, that was on my list too. It was one of the other things for the year. That new Discord server exploded.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sure did.
Mine as well, yeah. And I also enjoyed your episode with the people from the Hellraiser Revival Discord.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah, it was fun.
They were fun people. Yeah. They've been doing also fan screenings of some of the franchise movies of Hellraiser, like Deader and Hellworld and stuff like that. And they're a really great bunch of people that keep posting stuff and getting interviews with all these like interesting Hellraiser related actors, even like Muppets, right, Ryan?
Well, I think those are AI. I didn't watch them yet, but I think those are AI. Like
I watched the Elmo one.
Yeah, that was funny. They started putting.
I forgot to do. We were supposed to do this before we got started, but Ed and Nina sent us a video, and I will share it into our stream here. So let's see. Okay.
Hello from Ed and Nina Martinez. 2025 was an exciting year for us. We helped provide some bonus behind-the-scenes material to Turbine Company for their physical media release of Hellraiser 2022. We got back in touch with Russell Effects, and Josh Russell was very generous and provided us with some 3D files and some extra imagery of Leviathan tech used on the Cenobites. Here we see some of Pinhead's hardware that went in the neck, whereas Chatterer's Leviathan tech is visible in the back of his head, which also housed the mechanism that made him chatter. Here it is on the work table. The Leviathan tech bonus material comes out to about 10 minutes, chock full of good things about all the Cenobites, and Voight with his loom that was embedded in his chest during most of the film, causing him so much pain and trouble. And we really were honored to be part of it and come full circle in our coverage of special effects and the Hellraiser movies. Also this year, just at the end of the year, we got our box from Turbine, which contained the Blu-ray discs, including the steel box, which you'll see here. Each set contains 3 discs. One of them will be the 4K Ultra HD, and the other 2 will contain the movie with its audio commentary tracks, including one featuring Russell Effects talking about their work, and another featuring David Bruckner talking about his perspective. In addition to the Leviathan tech, there are 2 other bonus features, including a tour of the studio of Russell Effects and an interview with Ben Collins and Luke Petrosky. These sets also include a full-color booklet, which features artwork by Keith Thompson, plus information about the other Hellraiser movies, plus more rare photos. And it is written in German, so we will have to translate that. We also got some interesting extras in our box, including treats from other Turbine products, such as the California driver's license of Michael Knight from Knight Rider, the business cards from the Frighteners Psychic Investigator, and Dr. Benway's business card from the Naked Lunch. And finally, they also included 2 35mm frame cards. One frame is from Hellraiser, it's Frank, and the other frame is from Hellbound Hellraiser 2, and it is Julia. All in all, 2025 was a good year, and we hope that 2026 will be the best year ever.
Cool. Nice.
I like the David Hasselhoff
driver's license. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something that nobody predicted would be in the Hellraiser box set.
That was good stuff. Well, I guess I'll go next. I did have in my list of things this announcement that just came out for that Turbine release. Well, it didn't just come out. You already ordered it, right, Ryan?
I have it already also.
Oh, look at you. You already have it.
Yeah, it helps to be in Europe, right?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Great.
I think Ryan's copy, I think, is still stuck at customs.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, but that's going to be a really cool collectible for anybody who wants that Hellraiser and doesn't happen to have Hulu, like in Europe. So what a good release. And they got a copy of all of the different covers.
Yeah, I have a Steelbook, but many of them were already sold out, the media books. And I hesitated because the book is in German. Well,
Yeah.
my not very very good.
Yeah.
I'm glad
I
that
bought
they
the
have
Steelbook as well. That's what
Yeah.
I'm waiting on.
Yeah.
I didn't get
Well,
any of the media books too. And also I wasn't really sure from the translation on the website whether the media books are each also copies of the movie. Like if you buy all those different media books, are you buying a whole bunch of copies of the movie
I
as
think so.
well?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think so. And it's great to see Ed and Nina be part of this release because
Yeah.
they certainly put a lot of work in their YouTube channel to get all these interviews with the people from
And they're great. The extras are great. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So that's a great choice. I'm
Yeah.
sure that was in all of our lists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta
All right,
order
Erik,
mine.
do you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. Let me pick one. I think I'll go by a favorite episode. I really like the Wishmaster commentary with Pete Atkins.
Oh,
I think
that
Pete
was
Atkins
on
is
my list
also
too.
my favorite guest of yours. I think it's always a blast when he's on. Yes, so it's a nice guy. He has so many great stories, and this Wishmaster commentary was no exception. And it's so I
Yeah,
really
it was a
enjoyed
lot
it.
of fun.
Yeah.
We'll have to have him come back again this year a few times.
Yeah, he was on a couple of times last year. You had a Patreon exclusive.
He's told us anytime we want to have him. Oh, yeah, that's right.
I thank you for bringing that up. I really enjoyed that episode myself. I had it in my list as one of my top 10 moments of 2025 was that particular interview or Wishmaster commentary with Peter Atkins. There's a lot of fun to do that. That movie for me encapsulates the spirit of like the mid to late 90s horror movies that were coming out. Lots of cameos from different actors, lots of great shots, lots of interesting, entertaining stories and special effects that were still practical. So
I grant wishes.
yeah. That's a great character, I think. The guy who make your wishes come true, but always give it a little twist, right? Always give it a little evil twist. There's always a price to pay.
With no wishes.
Yeah. That's a great moment. What about you, Ryan?
I'm gonna say the Book Club of Blood. I think that's been a lot of fun, and I think a lot of the stuff that we've been doing has been because we're running out of stuff to talk about, and I think because there's not been a lot of new releases. But revisiting the Books of Blood one story at a time instead of doing one book at a time like we did in the beginning has been a lot better. I mean, to dedicate a whole episode to a Books of Blood story. And so I'm happy with that, and I'm looking forward to getting through all the 6 volumes.
That's certainly been fun to do that with Erik and David as well. You guys have been great joining us to talk a little bit about these stories. We definitely got some really good stuff, especially those stories that have lots of different adaptations like comic books and movies. Those episodes are usually fun to go in and discuss, like Rawhead Rex, which was the last one that we did.
Yeah.
That was my favorite one.
I've been thinking about it because, I don't know, I woke up really early this morning. It was like 5. And I thought we should have a YouTube playlist of the Book Club of Blood. Because we don't. It's just they're just all mixed in with the regular episodes.
Sure,
that's a good idea.
Yeah. So I'll put that together after we're done recording.
No, that's excellent. So that's been a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to the next ones because we still have some stories that are coming up that I'm particularly interested in revisiting, like the one with the asylum when all the old people are betting on frog races and stuff to decide world politics decisions.
Right. Yeah, that's one that nobody talks about because it's not really. It's more like it's a horror story about. I guess it's horror because it's like this is the way the world works, and that's what's horrifying about it.
Yeah, I like that stuff. I'm looking forward to getting to those and scapegoats and human remains and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like
our U.S. government sort of feels like that right now.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. What else do we have here?
David is next, right?
Kind of just in general, not Clive Barker related, but there've been a lot of really great independent creators coming out with good Kickstarter Indiegogo stuff.
Oh, cool.
A lot of horror and sci-fi stuff that's really good that's been coming out this year. I've been getting some of my end of the year stuff. Aaron Laprisky's Wrath.
That Dracula thing, right?
Yes, that was really good too. Part 2 came out this year. Part 3 is going out next year. They also did the Wrath of God series. He's kind of like an avenging angel person. But just like a lot of really great independent creators coming out with some really good stuff.
Yeah. That Dracula was, is that still Matt Wagner that's writing that particular Kickstarter series?
Yeah.
You've mentioned that before on the show. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of interesting stuff coming out. I didn't get anything indie per se this year or in Kickstarter, but it was kind of a tight year financially, but I was very happy that our Kickstarter did so well. And I thank everybody who's a Kickstarter backer and also a proud Discord Patreon member. So that was great that you guys helped us out with another moment where we needed some cash flow to keep the show afloat and also to fix the website because we're still working on that.
Hey, this is Ryan. I'm going to jump in here to take a moment to give a shout out to our Patreon members. David Anderson, Erik Van T Holt, Daniel Elven, Amanda Stewart, Bradley Gartz, Marcus, Matthew Batten, Bennett, Jesse, Clara Leslie, Timothy Ramakers, Terry Murdock, Don Bertram Celebrate Imagination, Ed Martinez's YouTube channel, and the Now Playing Podcast. Yeah.
There's a lot of good stuff on Kickstarter that definitely you guys should go check out. And not just there, but also Indiegogo. People like Little Spark Films that usually finance those movies through crowdfunding.
Yeah. I have now supported a couple of Kickstarter campaigns about soundtracks, where the latest was The Chairman. It is a soundtrack by Jerry Goldsmith. They did it this year, and then they re-record the soundtrack. It's very good quality. I have not supported any movies, but I do a lot of soundtrack. I support a lot of soundtracks. Cool.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I we've talked about doing episodes about soundtracks, but the tricky part of it is that you can't play the music in because Spotify will shut us down.
Yeah.
YouTube will you shut it down too. Yeah. Anything music related is really bad for the streaming services.
Well, I think nowadays YouTube will just demonetize you, which we aren't even monetized anyway.
That
we have ads in our videos and we don't get anything out of them.
Yeah. You mentioned The Chairman. Is that old movie with Gregory Peck?
The movie is okay. It's with Gregory Peck. I haven't actually seen it.
Okay.
The original soundtrack release has a very bad sound quality, so a few fans now. The people who did this have re-recorded many other soundtracks by Jerry Goldsmith, so they're really specialists in it.
Oh, so it's like a reconstructed soundtrack.
Yeah, it really sounds good. It almost sounds exactly similar as the music in the movie, but with better sound quality. So
technology's come so far that you can do that.
Remaster the Hellraiser and Hellraiser 2 soundtracks, and don't put High Point soundtrack on with.
On it, that's very weird. Yeah.
Wasn't there like a way to listen to the soundtrack for the Hellraiser 2022 movie too? I think there was I think that is released, isn't it? By
I have it digital. Yeah.
Lakeshore Records, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
album, I think. No, a physical album, but I have it on. I bought it on iTunes. Yeah.
I'll look for it on iTunes then.
I wrote a review about it for the film magazine about the music.
Oh, you should link us up to that so we can read it. That's very interesting.
Yeah, it's in Dutch, so.
Okay. Well, nowadays with Google Translate, we can translate everything.
Yeah.
We should do a review of that Hellraiser soundtrack, Ryan. We should listen to that.
Yeah, and it's like you just end up waiting. I end up waiting for things to be on CD, and sometimes they don't. Yeah, they never get there.
No. Sometimes a vinyl. But very expensive vinyl release.
Yeah.
Sure.
I haven't had a record player since the 80s, but
Okay.
yeah.
For instance, I really like the music of Frankenstein and the Del Toro movie, but it's
Yeah.
only, or you can buy digital or listen to it on Spotify, or you can buy this expensive vinyl release. It looks good, but I have a
Okay.
record player, but I'm not going to pay $40-$50 for for a record.
Yeah.
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 I have a lot of vinyl. I have a record player upstairs with a lot of boxes of vinyl. I tell you, I've been known to buy more records than recently. Recently, it kind of hit a kind of a plateau, but I definitely want to get those Lakeshore vinyl releases from Hellraiser. I think those covers were
Yeah,
really good.
they look good.
Yeah. And we should definitely get more into soundtracks for some of these movies. I do have some soundtracks that are out there now, but were never released. I think there was a soundtrack for Hellraiser 5 and 6 that were never
Yeah.
released, but someone got them from like someone wrote the composer and they were like, "Hey, can I buy it directly from you?" And someone's got a CD and put it online. And I remember
Huh.
back in the 2000s, I found those soundtracks and I got them. So I have to go
Huh.
back to those and see if I can review some of those Hellraiser soundtracks. That's usually
I don't
something that
remember
goes
the
well.
soundtracks being bad for those movies. I just,
No,
there were other things, about those movies that weren't
very
good.
true. Very true.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too. The Hellraiser, all those direct to video Hellraiser movies, the casting wasn't bad either. I think it was
No, not at all.
mainly the writing. It just,
Yeah, it was the
Yes.
writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They weren't Hellraiser stories. They were a story,
Yeah.
then they shoved the Hellraiser component in it.
Yeah.
That's
And
right.
of course, that doesn't work.
Yeah, the Weinsteins would say, "Hey, we don't need to write a script. We've got this one. Just
Mhm.
I think at
put
least two
Pinhead
of
in
them
it."
were sort of variations on Jacob's Ladder, and
Yeah,
very
yes,
Yes.
exactly.
original. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
People don't know they're in hell until the
Yeah.
end of the movie, and it's a big reveal, even though it's called Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, really.
Surprise!
Yeah.
What? Oh my God. Pinhead, what are you doing here?
Who's
Yeah.
next? Is
All
it me?
right. I think it's your turn. Yeah.
I'm going to bring up something that just came out, which was really beautiful, was the new Suntup announcement for their version of the deluxe Hellbound Heart. This
Yeah.
might be one of the most beautiful
yeah.
books that I've ever seen recently. It even comes in like a super limited version that is like a cover made out of wood, like a puzzle box and stuff. And I was like, this is probably the coolest version of a deluxe book I've ever seen in my life. So the Suntup Hellbound Heart is definitely one of the great announcements of 2025 for me.
The only reason I didn't order one is because I have this, and I just thought,
Mhm.
I'm really happy with this one, and I kind of don't want to put the money in. I mean, but that looks amazing.
It does. It's crazy looking. I like the box that the book comes in, the different covers for it, even the crispness of the texture of the paper and the type that they use with Clive Barker images on it, and of course the super rare lettered edition, right?
Yeah. So
It
now
comes
they've
in a
done two. They did Imagica and the Hellbound Heart.
That's right. I don't know. I don't know how fast this is going to sell out. I know that there's enough of the regular edition, which is still kind of deluxe, available. But I think for the other ones, some of them might be already sold out. I have to check up their store. Looking at it just from a typographical binding kind of way, it's like just beautiful the things that they can do nowadays for these deluxe
Yeah.
books. That are really investments for people who are thinking about buying copies and then selling them at a later date. I would just buy it just to read it and handle it all the time until
Yeah.
until it's all like damage and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Classic
I'm
edition
not-
is the only
I'm
one
not
left.
Into that idea of a book as an investment. I mean, all of my books are personalized,
Yeah.
so they're not worth as much as if they just had a signature with no like to Ryan best wishes. But I like it better that way.
Yeah. Did you say that the only version that's available now is the classic edition?
Yeah, I'm looking at their site now.
Yep.
The numbered
Oh.
edition, the lettered edition was going for like $5,900. No,
Wow.
no, no,
Yeah.
no, no, no.
Yeah.
Even the numbered edition was like $895.
Oh.
Right. So the classic edition is $195, which is kind of like the same as they were charging for Imagica, which was about 200 and something dollars. But wow, they even have a way of you buying it with installments. So installment plan.
Yeah.
Oh my
You,
God.
you can take out a second mortgage on your
Yeah.
house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really. I mean, I
I
love
know.
things like this, but not that much.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts, right? I mean, it's just
Yeah.
a completely like crazy market of people out there. You find these Facebook groups where people are just super on top of this stuff. They buy them, they sell them,
Oh, yeah.
they uh, it's crazy, but it's a beautiful book. I mean, imagine a library full of deluxe editions like this. It's a beautiful thing to have. But
I
that's
think there are
definitely
people
yeah.
there's groups of there's there's a group out there of people that are just Suntup fans. And
Mhm.
so they buy every Suntup release and they're not necessarily Clive Barker fans.
Yeah, they're not necessarily
Yeah.
fans of the author that's
Oh,
coming out.
okay.
They just love those deluxe editions, and they eventually move some of them around the secondary market, I guess.
Yeah.
And this is of course this is announced in 2025, but it will come out only in the fall of 2026.
Well, that's a good one. I'm envious of anybody that doesn't feel pain buying something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's part of the experience, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pain and pleasure.
That's right. Indivisible.
Indivisible.
Yeah. Whose turn is it now? I forget.
Probably you.
All right. I will
Yeah.
pick.
Go.
This one I sort of cheated because I put all our interviews that we did in one spot instead of
Okay.
separating them. But yeah, the interviews that we did this year, we talked to Roy Robbins of Bad Moon Books
Mhm.
about Maximilian Bacchus, and the poster that he sent me, the cloth bound poster, I've got it at the framer right now, getting it framed. Yeah, that one.
it. I have a copy of it right here.
Yeah. And when I was showing, when I laid it out on the table to show the people at Michael's, and I had it upside down because Maximilian is upside down on the picture, and I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't right.
Yeah. That's a beautiful book, and
Yeah.
I got to frame that one too. You have to let me know what kind of frame you got at Michael's.
Oh yeah. I'll take some pictures of it when it's going to come back in a couple of weeks. Also, Jason Lyles from Hellraiser 2022.
Yeah.
That was really fun talking to him. He's super tall. He was the chatterer.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Talked to Barbie Wild, and I hadn't realized it had been 10 years since we talked to her. It didn't feel
I
like
also
it
had
was
that
that
interview
long.
on my list as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
And Don Bertram and Hans Ruford, and that one actually we weren't even in that episode. They made that without us, but that was a lot of fun. It was cool to watch. We got to see it like everybody else. And Nicholas Vince, we brought him back to talk about his I Am Monsters release, and Del Howison. Yeah, those were all pretty good. I got to talk to Del about the time that I met him in 2008. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is it Erik's turn now?
Yeah.
Okay. I have Night of Zoopocalypse on my list.
Oh, me too. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Unexpected.
It was
Clive
more fun
Barker release.
than I hoped or imagined the movie, and I also like the commentary. So I watched the movie first, and then I listened to the commentary without watching the movie, not just like a podcast right after.
Oh, awesome! You mean our commentary?
Yeah, your commentary.
Oh,
yeah,
awesome!
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With,
that
Little
was fun
Spark
to
Films.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
And I think I've ordered the movie, and it keeps getting backlogged. I think there aren't very many physical copies of it.
On Blu-ray?
Yes. I think it's either Blu-ray or DVD. It's kind
Where
of
did you order it? Or did
from Amazon.
Amazon? Oh, okay. I looked for it a while ago, but I couldn't find anything. But...
Yeah, and I think it might only be like a Canadian release.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's a family film, but great fun.
And I think we knew about it as Zombies years ago.
Yeah.
And we kind of and we kind of forgot about it all of a sudden until all of a sudden it just came back and like, hey,
Yeah,
this
it
is
didn't
going to
have
be
a
a
great
movie.
release or anything. It was,
Yeah.
at least here, it was a little bit under the radar.
Yeah, and it didn't come to theaters in my town at all.
No.
I had to just wait for the digital version.
And
It
I
was
could
fun
only
to
watch it on Amazon here
Yeah.
in
Oh.
European Amazon.
Yeah.
It was fun to see how something that had Clive Barker's input at the beginning ended up coming out indirectly related to Clive Barker. It just has his name in the credits indirectly, but it was fun that that idea made it to like such a cool movie. And I had a lot of fun watching it. It was really, really fun to do the commentary for it. So thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah. David's turn now? I'm losing track of when what our order is.
Yeah, we can go in a way.
Yeah.
So yeah, the interviews you guys have been doing this year have been really great. It's some of my favorite things. Also, just rediscovering this podcast and going through the archives of it for the past
awesome.
year.
If you listen to
Yeah.
episode 1, our sound quality is horrible.
Yeah, there's always the best ones to go back and look at. Like, oh, look how
Yeah.
newbies they were.
Yeah.
Not all
we
you.
use the microphone that came with the laptops and stuff.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember. We did one of our early interviews with Russell Charrington. I had one of those cheap Skype microphones that was only on one ear. It had like a little stem coming out of the
Yeah.
back.
Oh
I was
yeah.
walking. Yeah, that was terrible, terrible stuff. This is much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, but thank you. Those are good interviews that we've had recently.
And of course, the 500th episode came out this year.
Yeah.
Yay.
Big milestone,
Yeah.
guys. 500 of
Mhm.
these things.
That's right. That was one of my choices. Episode 500 was on spot
Mine
number
too.
6 because we celebrated, like you said, 500 episodes is a lot. You know, we've been doing this for a lot of years, and we were able to get contributions from previous friends of the podcast, previous guests, and Ryan put it all together in a beautiful celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jose, you went and grabbed something, right?
I did. I went to grab this wonderful poster that I got here, which I received this year. The commission from Graham Humphrey's Hellraiser started a few years ago, maybe a couple of years ago, but it took some time because he had to come up with, you know, everybody had to vote in what design we wanted for the poster, and which he gave us 3 options and stuff. But you might remember Graham Humphreys is one of the guys who did like the posters for things like the Leviathan documentary and that magazine that had a lot of stuff with Stephen Jones, Phantasmagoria. So that was the first Hellraiser painting that Graham Humphreys did. He's now done one for Hellbound, and I've got the poster right here. I'm going to show it to you guys.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That's pretty cool.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's got like Chenard.
Chenard in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Julia and
Yeah.
Beautiful poster. It was a very limited private commission. I was put in there by another friend. I didn't even know this thing was happening. So someone opted out, and then a friend of mine said, "Do you want to be in?" And I was like, "Yes, please." And so they only had a limited number of things. It was like one of those Facebook groups that are kind of like closed down. There it is. And I'm sure we'll be seeing more of this cover poster for Hellbound by Graham Humphreys in the future. I'm sure they're going to be using this on stuff. This was one of the coolest items that I got in 2025. And I didn't know it was happening until someone just pulled me in and said, "Hey, we got one spot. Do you want to take it?" I was like, "Yes." And that was a beautiful poster. It took a while to get made, but here it is.
Yeah. Great.
Yay. All right. I think Erik.
Do I have one left? Oh, yeah. I really like the creepypasta article. You wrote it,
Cool.
you say? Yeah.
Oh, thank you. The one about Ben Drowned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know the project, didn't know anything about it, the creepypasta project. So that was nice to read about it. And I didn't know the creepypasta Ben Drowned.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's
I never heard of it.
based on that Zelda game, Majora's Mask. Yeah, it's kind of a weird little internet legend that says that you can find like a haunted character inside the game. There's haunted characters in games are really fascinating to me. I know there's one legend about Minecraft having a ghost of a kid that lives in Minecraft and stuff like that. It's just There's a lot of interesting legends about ghosts inside games or glitches in games and stuff like that. I'm always
Make a
fascinated.
great movie, Background Legends.
When you're a ghost, what do you have to do to get yourself into a video game?
I don't know.
You have to be a hacker ghost, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just have to glitch the game, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, really?
Yeah. So, or if you're just in the, maybe you're just in the RAM, so you're only there temporarily.
Yeah, you're like a glitch goblin.
All right. Well, I will say the one and only time we ever reviewed a podcast was Candyman, the true story of the bathroom mirror murder.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like a true crime podcast.
Yeah. I listened
About
to
the
it,
stories that inspired Candyman, and there were
Yeah.
interviews with Bernard Rose in there and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it's called it's for by 24 Hours, I think, which is like affiliated with a like CBS or a regular network TV station. But yeah, that was a lot of fun to cover. We'd never covered a podcast before because it was just doesn't really come up that much, but that was cool.
The whole story of the real crime of Ruthie Mae McCoy, right? The lady that called the police and said that there were people invading her apartment through the
And trying
mirror,
to come in through the window, or through the bathroom
mirror
mirror.
in the bathroom. Yeah. So that eventually made its way to the director of Candyman, and he decided to incorporate that into the story. That was cool. Yeah, it was 48 hours, and it was an interesting series that we did. What was that, like 2 or 3 episodes? I think it was
No,
Yeah,
more.
or maybe
More.
4. I can't remember.
4. Yeah.
Yeah, but anybody that listens to true crime podcasts, you should listen to that one. If you're listening to us, then and you like those, I would definitely recommend that.
Yeah, they even got the director of Candyman to be a part of it and to talk about.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Story about Chicago.
Cabrini Green.
Cabrini
Green.
Cabrini Green. Thank you. Yes,
Which doesn't exist anymore. They tore all that down.
that's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
They filmed the 2021 Candyman movie in the area where Cabrini Green used to be.
Yeah, there were still some houses, I think, that were kind of walled off. They hadn't
Yeah.
probably knocked those down yet, but yeah. But Rahm Emanuel, the mayor of Chicago at the time, was one of the guys who was responsible for knocking down Cabrini Green at the time. Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, that was fun. We got to know a lot more about the myth behind Candyman's movie. So that was fun.
There was some behind the scenes kind of stuff about people having opinions about whether Candyman movie was disrespectful to the victims, of the original crimes.
That's right. If it was exploitative.
Yeah. Well, that's an interesting take because, at the same time, there's reality in every fiction, that inspires, everything that, all kinds of fiction. So, I guess where do you draw the line?
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Something that can be said even of true crime podcasts. Like at the end of the day, those podcasts are made to bring in ad revenue for the people who make them.
Yeah, and that was what we talked about too when we were. It's like it seemed kind of hypocritical to be espousing that viewpoint when all they do is exploit crime, for entertainment.
In this case, I think it was more. It was almost as educational as it was. It was adding stuff to.
Yeah.
It was explaining. It was giving context to how that story was incorporated into the movie, I think, and it was giving the proper importance to the victims and what happened to them as a horrible thing.
Right. Right. I mean, the alternative is to not have news.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
All right. So who's next?
David, I think.
Sure.
You guys did the Enter the Dragon.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not too long ago. Yeah.
Yeah, because those commentaries are based on the year that a Clive Barker movie was made. And so 1973 Salome, we decided to do a movie from 1973, and we did a poll, of our listeners, and the winner was Enter the Dragon, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of different copies of Enter the Dragon. I just got it on 4K also, so now I have one more copy of that movie.
Yeah.
Because they're disposable. You can only watch them once, and then you have to
Yeah.
buy a new copy.
Yeah, the
that's how it works.
the commentaries are fun because we don't have to do a lot of editing on those. It's kind of
Yeah.
like a single run thing, and it's like watching movies with some of your best friends. It's really fun. I just love doing that.
Yeah.
Not exactly a riff. We're not exactly just talking about trivia. We're just kind of talking about the movie, and sometimes it branches off into weird directions. Like, how many suitcases can a guy have when he's going to a deserted island?
Yeah.
Right. John Saxon's famous 17 luggages or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Suitcases.
They probably all got beat up. But...
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, and so our next one is going to be 1978, and so we're going to be putting out a poll here pretty soon on
great.
which movie to watch from 1978. And there's a bunch of them in that year that we've already done commentaries for because of Clive Barker's A to Z of horror recommendations, like Halloween we've already covered, and in 1973 had The Exorcist, which we've already done. That'll be fun. We'll put that together here in a poll soon, and so people can vote on it.
That's right. That's right. Just like that was what you call the Clive Barker's contemporaries, right? The
Yeah, I'm having trouble with that title. It's like Clive's contemporary commentaries or contemporary. I don't know. Yeah,
just
it's
make it film commentary. Yeah, just call it film
well,
commentary.
Yeah, but I always feel like we need to explain why we're not doing a Clive Barker movie.
Yeah, and I gathered. I also gathered, for now that you're mentioning new features in our podcast, I also gathered some portraits of characters that Clive Barker has made over the years, and I have a few that I need to post up to see if we can do a poll on what people want us to discuss. I had like a Santa Claus painted by Clive Barker, a self-portrait of Clive Barker, and then I think I had a sketch of Rawhead Rex by Clive Barker. So I had those three. Now that Christmas is gone, I'm thinking about maybe replacing the Santa, but I'll just see if I can find some more options and then put them all in a poll in the Discord and our listener group.
Yeah, well, I think what we should do is do all our polls on the blog and then share that all over the place, and then it's one central place instead of trying to add up polls from like Blue Sky and Facebook and
That's
and
a good
all these
idea.
different yeah, we have one poll and just link it everywhere, and then people can go and vote.
That's a great idea. Am I next?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. So I know you already mentioned all of the interviews that we did in 2025, but one that I thought was also very dear to my heart because I love him so much is I Am Monsters with Nicholas Vince, where we talked to him.
Yeah, you should have been here when we talked about it the first time.
That's right.
You left, you went upstairs.
I know. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just went to grab that poster real quick, but that was a cool moment because I was very touched by Nicholas Vince's autobiographical documentary, talking about his art and about experiences of his life and being in movies and stuff. I always like to hear about the man behind the mask, and so I always like to see when people talk about their lives, things that we did not see because they were not part of movies, part of their lives. I always like to know a little bit about that.
Yeah, and it was things that he kind of had stories he had told sort of offhandedly as anecdotes. He made them a lot more personal in that movie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That was good. That was a good documentary.
Yeah. How about Erik?
All the items on my list we have already talked about them.
Oh, okay,
sure.
Yeah, I just want to mention one thing. I really like it that Now Playing Podcast is sponsoring you guys because I've been listening to them as long as I've been listening to you. So
really?
It's so
that's
nice.
Great.
Yeah.
Do you listen to? So this is what I struggle with that podcast is that all these movies come up and I'm like, I haven't seen that. I don't want it. So I end up.
Oh yeah.
I'm used to listening to when I subscribe to a podcast. I listen to every episode, but if I do that with their podcast, I'm going to spoil all these movies that I haven't seen.
Yeah, I've seen most of what they talk about. So I watch a lot of movies, and sometimes I just watched along with them. So now they're talking about the Anaconda movies. I've already seen them, but I'm also watching the movies with them. So yeah. Sometimes I skip an episode and come back to it later.
Yeah, you can do them a la carte, like
Yeah.
things that you have seen already. You can hear the reviews, and things you haven't, you can keep them for later. I didn't know, for example, until recently that Anaconda has been going on. Like there's Anaconda 3 now. I'm like, I didn't even know there was a second one. 4,
I didn't
right?
either.
Yeah.
4. There's a 5th one now. You now have Anaconda in the theaters. It's a comedy with Jack Black.
I was just looking through movies the other day, and I was like, Anaconda 3 Offspring, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
I had no idea. I only seen the first one where
Just
John
skip it.
Voight gets eaten by a anaconda, and then she pukes him up. Yeah.
You even have a crossover with Lake Placid versus Anaconda.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
But yeah, it's nice to see that you have so many great sponsors. It's
Oh, yeah, it's great. I got to listen to their Silent Night, Deadly Night episode that they did.
I've been listening to every episode that's based on a movie that I've seen, but that, and other ones like the Anaconda one, I'm like, oh, I don't even think I've seen any Anaconda movie.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I know that they're going to do upcoming reviews on their website, mentioned Darkman. So I'm looking forward to that one because I love Darkman. And Darkman 2 and Darkman 3, which I don't think I've ever seen Darkman 3, but
I've seen only the first one. That's the one where he would cut people's fingers off with that cigar cutter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's the Return of
me
Durant.
out, and I didn't want to watch any more Darkmans after that.
And then there's Darkman, the Return of Durant, which was the second one I saw.
That more personal kind of violence is rough to watch, like more realistic sort of violence.
Yeah. Well, thanks Now Playing for being one of our sponsors. So definitely go check them out as well. I'm sure there's a lot of overlap there.
Who's next? I guess I can do one. I will say the Barkercast studio. Because I got it put together and actually got to record in here, and I'll show everybody.
I just feel bad because I saw the TikTok before we started recording. You posted a TikTok to the page, and it's Ryan walking in minus 34 degrees, and
a lot of snow.
You have to shovel a little pathway to your studio.
But everybody can see. I posted a video of walking through the snow and coming in and just a quick spin around with the camera with the phone.
Yeah, you could edit it into this video if you want.
There we go. I'll do that.
Hey, this is Ryan from the Clive Barker Podcast. We're about to record our very first episode of 2026. Thought I'd show our listeners a day in the life in Fairbanks here is like just me going out the back door and over to the studio.
Door is getting frozen shut every day, the back door, because of the cold, so right now it's minus 34 or colder. Okay. Okay, and here we are. I've added a few new things, pictures and stuff I hung up. And I'm gonna hang up my coat and go get to work. There's where I sit.
Yeah, I'm glad that thing is pretty heavy. Otherwise, if people know that you have all those books and games and consoles in there, someone might try to hitch it to the back of a tractor in the middle of the night and take it home with them.
Yeah. Well, boy, it was an expensive, difficult process getting this here.
Oh,
so
sure,
would have
to
a
get
hard
it
time.
there. Yeah. I have another one here. If I can just bring that up, it was you were talking about the Barkercast studio, so I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. But it was a big deal to have that studio inaugurated.
Oh yeah, and I had to get it hooked up to natural gas for heat and electricity, and I ran Ethernet line from our internet, so I could have the fiber optic internet in here.
So you got a little radiator inside that little tiny home?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
Yep, it's 72 in here, which is really nice compared to the minus 34 outside.
I miss seeing the bed behind you and all that stuff that used to be there,
yeah.
but
I
yeah.
don't miss that. This is better.
I had another one in my list of things, which you already mentioned. One was Jason Lyles' Chatter episode, which we did back in like the beginning of the year in springtime of 2025. I think it was maybe March or April. And I had a fun time. It was the first time we talked to someone that was in that new Hellraiser from Hulu.
Yeah.
It kind of crossed over into some thing that we both like, but you're a huge fan of, which is Godzilla, because Jason Lyles also played Ghidorah in that King Kong and Godzilla movie, right?
Yeah, and he was George the gorilla in Rampage. With The Rock.
That's right. So that was a very cool thing to talk to. That was a very cool episode to talk to about the Chatter and about all that stuff and his experience. So I had a great time with Jason Lyles, and I hope he's doing well. And I need to check what he's working on right now. Maybe he's working on a new movie. We'll
he had an interview recently with the Hellraiser 2022 or Hellraiser Revival Discord.
Oh, really? Excellent. Yeah. We gotta listen to that.
Yeah, I have a couple of more. If nobody else has any.
No, I'm done.
Okay. Lord of Illusions in 4K. This one's kind of quick. I mean, it's really, really similar to their Blu-ray release from Shout Factory, only it was in 4K. We put together the Occupy Midian movement to get this extended release of Nightbreed, and we kept thinking, there's all these other Clive Barker movies that need to be re-released, and then all of a sudden it just started happening, and now we've got transmutations in 4K and stuff, and it was like we didn't even nobody even asked for or expected that but
or wanted it. Yeah
right,
but I still want it.
Yeah. So
Kino Lorber edition.
So we've been thinking of like, should we, at the time where after Nightbreed came out, we kept thinking like, okay, what's the next thing? And it was like, well, how about Lord of Illusions? But we didn't have to do anything. People are just recognizing that those movies need to be re-released. So that's good.
Yeah, we talked about how Rawhead Rex needs to be a remake.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
Effects. Definitely better special effects. Yeah. We already have it in 4K. Now we need it in better effects. Yeah. One thing I also wanted to bring up was that 2025 was the time when we finished Jericho Squad 77. We did it all the way up to like 30 different episodes, right? Over a period of years. And the last episode was 501, The Heart of the Aboriginal, where us, the squad of Jericho 77, along with some help, we were able to defeat the return of Hapexamendios to the Dominions. So that was quite an epic journey that you and Rob Danhauser created. And I want to thank you guys and everybody else who was part of that and was one of the players. It was a lot of fun.
Yay. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work.
A lot of roll dice and a lot of questions like, wait, what save roll do I do now? Where do I see that? Where's my armor rating?
We would edit those 4-hour videos down into like 1.5 hours because there was so much of like, okay, it's my turn. I'm going to look through, I'm going to read what all my spells do.
We were terribly greenhorn when we started that. I mean, I was. I'm speaking for myself and a few other players, but I had never done a Dungeons and Dragons session with other people before, so I had a big learning experience. But I appreciated the way that you guys made it so easy, like you and Rob creating the maps, the characters, creating all of the situations that were behind each of the scenarios, and balancing the game so that we had enough enemies to fight, but not too few that it was too easy or too many that was too hard, although I'm sure some of the players might have some questions about that. There were some times when it was pretty hard.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this guy's on a saving roll and that guy's on a saving roll. And one time we actually, 2 or 3 of us had to actually die and come back as different characters.
The entire group died once.
Yeah. Well, that's what you get when you're saving the universe, one little bit at a time.
Right. Yeah. And I've been actually exploring renting an office and doing a local game here. And then kind of, and then doing it like a sort of a sharing thing, like a cooperative where other DMs could use it on different days and then share the expense. And I've talked to a person that I'm playing a game with right now, and he seems interested, but we'll see if anything comes of that.
Sure. And
I would still have to come up with the time to do that.
mm-hmm.
But that would be a campaign 2 if we ever did one.
Yeah, it's good
and
stuff.
I'd have to find Clive Barker fans in Fairbanks, which I don't know.
There's got to be a few, right?
Yeah, maybe.
There's got to be.
How big is Fairbanks?
There's 100,000 people if you count the military base and the outlying areas and stuff.
Okay. How far away is Anchorage? 2 hours?
360 miles. So it's a 6-hour drive or 1-hour airplane ride.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's quite a lot.
That's the closest town. Yeah.
Too far.
Yeah.
What else did you have on your list of meaningful moments of 2025?
Well, actually, we can announce this right now because it came out right at the end of 2025. The Barkercast Interviews Occupy Midian's 2nd edition book is now available on Amazon. It's revised and it's got a cheaper price. The first one was meant to help, continue our podcast. And now that's been, that was done. And we've got a more realistic understanding of how much it costs. And so we've got hardcover, paperback, Kindle, and Apple ebook versions. And they're all available as of just like last week, I think.
Yeah. We put a lot of effort into revising it. Since this was crowdfunded, transcribed, a lot of stuff was still didn't have a lot of punctuation in parts. Some names had to be fixed. They were just spelled phonetically. A little thing here and there that said, I'm not understanding what they're saying in this part. And I had to take that out and go back the episode and listen and fix that. But I put 60 hours of revisions into it, and now it reads a lot better. And it's basically the same stuff. It's just a little more polished, reads better.
Half the price.
Half the price. That's right. So, if someone out there is still considering getting the copy of these interviews, the 2nd edition is now live, like you said.
Yeah.
I think it's $25 for the hardcover, $15 for the paperback, and $5 for the Kindle version. And
$5 for the Amazon Apple or the Apple Books version too.
That's right. So 2nd edition out now, and go check it out.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we'll load up the show notes with all the things that we talked about in this. Coming next, we'll do portrait study. That was that idea that Jose had for our upcoming season, right? Which is our 2026 season, that we'd start reviewing Clive Barker portrait. So we would dedicate one episode to talking about a specific piece of art.
Mm-hmm. Particularly a portrait of a character.
And Book Club of Blood, Confessions of a Pornographer's Shroud. It would be the next story. I think I'm losing my voice. So that's a story that people don't talk about that much. It's sort of a dark comedy, I guess you'd say.
I think it's very funny.
Yeah. Clive's Contemporaries, 1978, like we talked about. We're going to get a poll up for that one. More news and reviews and interviews.
Excellent. So I'm here for it. 2026 is a year of a lot of potential and maybe some possible releases, and we'll see what the future brings.
Yeah, that would be nice. I guess that's a good point. Do we want to predict what we think is going to come out in 2026?
Well, other than the game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anybody want to be brave enough to say Aberrat 4?
Aberrat 4.
Or Deep Hill.
Well, it has to come out at some point, right? I think we'll see before that. I think we might see a poetry book because those are usually easier to publish, I would say.
Yeah.
I would like to see, I mean, pretty much in terms of movies, unless we're talking about 4K Candyman 2 or something like that. I'm not even sure if that's a thing that's out there yet. But since they've been going, upgrading all those movies, I think the Candyman series should definitely get an upgrade on some of the stuff that they have. I mean, Candyman 1 is in 4K already, I think, but I don't think 2 is.
Yeah. I don't remember. And Deep Hill being the sequel to The Thief of Always now,
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Third book of the art? Probably not.
Maybe some more plays.
Yes.
Oh, that would be good if Phil
Yeah.
and Sarah
In a
put out some
while.
more plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sure has. And that's something I would love to see come
I don't
out
know
again.
how many more are left to publish. Do you know?
I think there's probably a few more. There's
Yeah.
some smaller ones from the beginning of the Dog Company. They're not book length at all, so I don't know if they'll like Dog or Day of the Dog. They're pretty short. There's the
Secret Life of Cartoons.
Secret Life of Cartoons that I
Oh,
think
yes.
they might
Yeah.
be able to post at some point.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what else. We'd have to go into the Dog Company's repertoire for that.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Maybe some
but
Hulu Hellraiser sequel news would come out this year.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be terrific
yeah.
if they.
we had
brought
heard
something.
that it was in development, but there's or that I think they were just shopping the idea around and they want to do it, but it's not the
Yeah.
same as it getting picked up.
Yeah, like a green light announcement that it's actually now going to be in production, and
Yeah. Jose just left again.
you went to run and
Oh.
get something.
Okay.
Disappeared.
Yeah. All right. I'm sure he's got a big reveal.
Yeah, maybe Hulu could do a Rawhead Rex movie
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
since they've seem to have a relationship with Clive and them.
Yeah, that's right. They did the Books of Blood movie and Hellraiser. And Candyman was
That Peel.
theatrical. Yeah.
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 Did you run to get something? Now we're all in suspense about what you had to get.
No, I thought I heard someone calling me, but it was all good. Sorry about that. I just heard someone calling me. Do we have any more announcements or any feedback?
No, we were talking about predictions.
Predictions, right? So yeah, maybe Eberhard 4 would be nice. What was it called now? The working title was Kree Rising.
Yeah.
I would love to see that come out. I would love to see Eberhard finally be completed, so I could finally read the whole thing from beginning to end.
Yeah. I read every time a new book comes out, I read the whole thing from beginning to end because
Oh my
they're so
God.
far apart.
Yeah, I guess you're right, because you don't remember what happened in the first few books anymore.
Yeah. Well, and 3 ended in a literal cliffhanger, like Candy's hanging on the side of a cliff.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Playbooks was a good prediction.
Playbooks.
I've been hoping, and we have a little section on the side of our website that I haven't updated in a while. That's supposed to be like upcoming, things, and we really don't know anything about what's going to come out. We don't have dates for anything.
The Presence of His Breath was supposed to be the poem collection. Then there was supposed to be Fear Eternal, which was supposed to be a short story collection. And Deep Hill, which, like you said, became a sequel to The Thief of Always. Wasn't there the Making of Nightbreed that was supposed to be a Phil and Sarah project that was supposed to come out? I don't think that's come out yet. So, and the TV series with Mick Garris, we don't know what the status of that is.
Like the studio that was going to do it backed out or something, and so now had to shop it around.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, looking forward to more stuff coming out, and definitely we're going to be putting some stuff out. So
yeah,
keep listening to our podcast, I guess.
All right.
That's the best way to know what's happening in the Clive Barker world.
Right.
More
because
Books of
this
Blood.
podcast, having no beginning, will have no end. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you have subscribed or followed our podcast. You can find the Clive Barker Podcast wherever you find audio. Show notes for this episode, as well as news and reviews, can be found at our website at www.clivebarkercast.com. The Clive Barker Podcast, or Barkercast, is an independent editorial podcast and blog that's not affiliated with Clive Barker or Seraphim Inc. This is a labor of love by the fans for the fans. You can chat with us on our Facebook Barkercast listeners group, our Facebook page, Reddit, Blue Sky, or our Discord server. Have you already bought our book? The Barkercast Interviews Occupy Midian, available in Amazon hardcover, Kindle, and Apple Books. Join our Patreon and become a patron to get access to exclusive stuff, pick an episode topic, or maybe join in the discussion. You can also buy a t-shirt in our TeePublic store. Just go to teepublic.com/stores/Barkercast. Leave a voicemail for us on the SpeakPipe link on our blog and we might put it in the episode. Opening and ending music generously provided by Ray Norrish.
Thanks for listening.